Once upon a time in South Korea, in a small village of Dawa, on the banks of the wide Blue River, there lived a blind man named Sim Hak-kyu. He had born blind. He lost his sight in his 20s, and with it, his fortune and his wife, who died giving birth to their only child, a daughter he named Cheong. Sim Cheong grew up in deep poverty. Some nights, her father went hungry so she could eat. He begged in the marketplace, his wooden staff tapping on the cobblestones, calling out, "A coin for a blind man." A coin for the father of a motherless child. When he came home, Cheong would be waiting with warm water to wash his tired feet. She was beautiful, not in a grand, poetic way, but with a soft, patient, and unwavering light, like sunshine through rice paper. The village women whispered, "That girl will marry a nobleman." Look at her eyes like autumn lakes, but Sim Cheong had no time for such things. At just 15, she spent her days sewing, washing, and mending, her hands already showing the strain of her hard life. One evening, her father returned from the temple, his face wet with tears. "Daughter," he said, his voice trembling, "I had a dream. The Buddha appeared to me. He said, 'If you offer 300 sacks of rice, your eyes will open. You will see your daughter's face.'" Sim Cheong said nothing. They didn't have 3 coins, let alone 300 sacks of rice. But her father continued, his blind eyes gazing at the ceiling. "I saw you, Cheong. In the dream, you were in a field of flowers and you were smiling. I reached out for you, and then I woke up." That night, Sim Cheong couldn't sleep. She sat by the window, watching the river's dark surface. The next morning, she walked to the dock. A trading ship was anchored there, bound for the far southern seas. The sailors were rough-looking men, and their captain had a reputation for cruelty. Sim Cheong approached him and bowed low. "I heard you seek a sacrifice," she said, her voice clear and steady. "A virgin to throw into the sea, to calm the waves." The captain eyed her. "Yes, the price is 300 sacks of rice. Take me," she said. "Give the rice to my father." That evening, she returned home and cooked her father's favorite meal, seaweed soup for strength. She bathed him and combed his thin, gray hair. She didn't tell him where she was going. "Father," she said gently, "I have found work in the city. I will be gone for some time. But you must go to the temple every day and pray. The monks will give you food." Her father nodded, not knowing he was touching his daughter's face for the very last time. On the day she left, Sim Cheong stood at the ship's bow, wearing her mother's old, patched dress. The river was wide and grey. As the ship passed her village, she saw a small, still figure on the shore. It was her father, his face turned toward the water. He couldn't see her, but he knew she was there. Sim Cheong pressed a hand to her chest and whispered, "Father, when your eyes open, look for me in every flower." Then the sailors took her. They bound her wrists with rope, tied heavy stones to her ankles, and threw her into the cold, dark sea. She sank slowly, her hair floating around her like seaweed. She didn't struggle. She thought of her father's face and his dream of the flower field. "I am coming," she thought. "I am coming home." And then something miraculous happened. The sea parted beneath her, revealing a magnificent palace rising from the depths. Its towers were made of pearl, its gates of coral. The Dragon King of the Eastern Sea stood before her, his robes shimmering like woven moonlight. "Sim Cheong," he said, his voice like the deep ocean. "You have not been sent to die. You have been sent to me." He explained that the gods had witnessed her sacrifice. Her pure devotion had moved heaven itself. She would not remain in the sea forever. For 3 years, Sim Cheong lived in the underwater palace. The Dragon King's elderly, blind mother grew to love her like a daughter. Cheong cared for her, fed her, and told her stories of the world above the sound of rain on thatched roofs, the smell of persimmon blossoms in spring. One day, the old queen said, I have never seen my son's face, but you have described it so clearly. I feel I know it. Cheong, you have given me eyes. She placed a single lotus seed in Sim Cheong's palm. This will carry you home. Sim Cheong floated to the surface. Nestled inside a giant lotus flower, its petals the color of dawn. Fishermen found her drifting near the shore, mesmerized by its beauty and a scent so sweet it made them weep, without knowing why. She was brought before the young, handsome, and lonely king. When he saw her step out of the lotus, he was speechless for a long time. "Who are you?" he finally asked. "I am the daughter of a blind man," she replied, "and I have crossed the sea to find him." She became queen, but she never forgot her father. She announced a great feast, the Feast of the Blind. All sightless men in the kingdom were invited. They came from every corner of the land, guided by children and dogs, their canes tapping along the palace corridors. Sim Cheong stood on the throne platform, searching each face that passed. Then she saw him. He was older now, his back bent like a river stone, his beard as white as snow. He wore the same patched coat he had worn for 30 years. Sim Cheong descended from the platform, her silk robes whispering against the floor. She knelt before him. "Father," she said. His hands trembled as he reached out, touching her hair, her cheeks, her tears. "Cheong," he whispered. "My daughter? My daughter who died?" "I did not die," she said, her voice full of love. "I went into the sea, and the sea carried me to the sky, and the sky placed me in a flower, and the flower brought me back to you." Her father wept, his shoulders shaking. He pressed his hands to his face, and when he pulled them away, he could see. He saw the light streaming through the palace windows. He saw the vibrant colors of her dress. He saw his daughter's face for the first time. "You are beautiful," he said. "You are more beautiful than I ever dreamed." They say Sim Cheong's father lived for many more years. His sight fully restored. He spent his days in the palace gardens, touching every flower, relearning the names of colors he had long forgotten. And Sim Cheong became the most beloved queen in Korea's history. Not for her power or beauty, but because she taught her people that love does not calculate, that true sacrifice is not a transaction, and that sometimes the sea itself will part for a daughter who refuses to abandon her father. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked this video, please share this video and subscribe to my channel.